Guys, what is going on? Happy Friday, guys. Happy Fridays. It's good to see you guys, Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Hold on, guys. Let's do this too. Now, guys, we're going to talk about. So, we haven't done a deep dive on a chick in a while, right? And, guys, I found this case. I was going to do a video on it, but I decided that, here, let me make sure my sound is good. Hold on, guys. Let me do this. Good. Yes, can you hear me? We're good. Okay. Yeah, guys. I decided that we'll do a deep dive, right? Because, guys, this chick, guys, we talk about don't date nurses, but, guys, lawyers, never, ever, ever, ever date lawyers, guys. Ever. It's one of the dumbest things that you can do ever, right? Remixer, what's up, dude? Good to see you, man. Good to see you, right? Let's break some news quick. Let's see. Where are we? Let's break some news, guys. And guys, I'm glad you guys are here on a Friday. Here we go, guys. Let me share, guys. I'm gonna drop the link for anyone who wants to come on up. Let's have a nice, relaxing stream, right? Let me see. Let me share my screen here. And guys, let's break some news. Once again, guys, the intro is loud, but it is what it is. Corb, what's up, dude?
How's it going?
Hey, here we go, guys. Look at this. All right, guys. FBI hunts for Florida woman who's accused of stealing $34 million in cough funds. Guys, what do you think this chick looks like? Corb, you want to guess? You want to guess what this chick looks like?
Yeah, I don't know.
Here, I got a hint.
Streets. I'm a bitch from the streets. I get that money. Bitch, give me what you got.
All right, guys, here we go.
The FBI is asking for your help in finding a Palm Beach County woman they say was involved in a multi-million-dollar COVID fraud scheme. Take a look. This is Elaine Escoe. She's now considered...
Right there, guys, right there. Hey, Remixer. Hey, man. One of these days, I got to tap all you guys that are into stocks, right? And maybe do like a Discord call or something so you can kind of share your knowledge for a lot of guys that don't really know how the stock market goes, including myself, because I'm not a stocks guy. You know what I'm saying? So, but maybe if we can do like a private Discord call for Discord members only, then I think we should be okay. So, Raul, what's up, dude? Richard, what's up, man? So, but yeah, guys.
A fugitive. Escoe is now accused of...
No, but I was bringing that up because Remixer Cord. Any of you finance guys, look at the James Krause UFC coach scandal. Cork, have you heard of this?
No, I don't follow any of that.
So James Krause, he was an okay UFC fighter, right? He was all right, but he was a really good coach. But he started sports betting, right? So he was betting on fights and making really good money, just crushing it, right? So he ended up making a private Discord with like two different private channels. One was $59.99 and the other one's like $99.99. And he would go over picks and do all this other stuff. There's a guy named Ronin MMA, and he did the math. This guy was making like $250,000 plus a month off Discord alone, plus his sports bets. So he was probably making 8 figures a year doing this. And then he had to blab his big damn mouth on a MMA podcast, on a major podcast, right, to let people know about it. And then what happened was one of his fighters that he coached was fighting, and all of a sudden the betting line swung towards James Krause's fighter losing it in the first round, and the guy lost in the first round. Turns out that the guy had a knee injury. So James Krause told his people to bet that guy would lose in the first round, and then now he might go to jail. Guys, if you're doing anything like that, shut up. Keep your mouth shut. As a matter of fact, guys, here's a link to the video, right? Here's a link to the video. Let's see. Here it is, guys. It's like 45 minutes long, but this is like the most comprehensive video on this topic, guys. And all you have to do is shut the fuck up, dude. This guy, he had an empire going on. Dude, he was making almost $300,000 a month from people just joining his Discord. Can you imagine a month? A month. And that's on top of him betting on fights. What an idiot. Anyways, guys.
Stealing $34 million in COVID-19 relief money.
Now, Cord, Steve, Lenny, all you guys in the chat, Cat Wags, I really need you guys to help me understand something, right? If this person stole $34 million, why is she still in the United States? Why? Guys, I need everyone in the chat right now to tell me what country that they would flee to if they stole $34 million. Because we've all thought about it. Guys, I don't condone doing anything illegal, right? But I'm not taking any risks unless it's for life-changing money, like $34 million.
Oh, I'll tell you where I'd go.
Where's that?
See your earlier comment. Shut up. You didn't know.
But guys, I'd be gone. I'd be in Dubai. I'd be in Antigua. You know what I'm saying? I'd be non-extradition countries. Now, Raul, dude, they can extradite you from Canada and Mexico, bro. Guys, you need to do your research. Yeah, Latvia, they don't have extradition there. So I think Costa Rica. I don't think they have it. Brazil doesn't have it. Shoot, man, I'd be gone. JD Happy with what's up, dude?
CBS 12's Antoinette Delbel joins us live from the federal courthouse in West Palm Beach and has more on what to do if you've seen her. Annie?
Well, Liz, federal agents say Escoe has been on the run since June after she didn't show up to court here. Now, she was indicted just months after getting out of jail earlier this year on similar charges for wire fraud. 40-year-old Elaine Escoe, seen here smiling with family and friends, is wanted by the FBI.
Dang, guys, she said.
The fugitive, who also went by the alias Annie Palmer, is accused of pocketing COVID relief money totaling $34 million. Federal agents say she and others were part of an elaborate scheme involving wire fraud and money laundering. The indictment claims Escoe submitted more than 90 applications for PPP and other COVID relief programs by using false information about employee numbers, payrolls, and revenue over an 18-month span in 2020. And it says Escoe was considered the ringleader.
This case involving multiple co-conspirators and 90 or so applications with 34 million, that is a much larger number and a much more complicated and complex kind of allegation than most PPP cases.
Defense lawyer David Taras has handled many cases like this. He says the COVID-19 money was meant to help those hit hard by the pandemic, not to be misused for personal gain.
A lot of people were really hurt. People were dying during COVID, and those people maybe could have used that money to keep their businesses alive. That money wasn't available.
Look at that, guys.
Now, Escoe has tattoos on her left wrist, her stomach, her shoulder, her back. Federal agents believe
Of course she does.
she could be in Jamaica, where she's originally from. If you've seen her or know where she might be,
She's Jamaican, guys. They're never going to find her.
call the FBI at 1-800-CALL-FBI. Live in West Palm Beach, Antoinette Telbel, CBS 12 News.
Look at that, guys. They're not going to find her. You know? Hold on, guys. There was one more story that I wanted to show you guys. Hold on. Hold on. Let's go back to the main page here. It popped up on my page. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Oh yeah, here we go.
Jillian, it was reportedly chaos yesterday. We now know ICE detained 475 illegal immigrants here, and Homeland Security says it's all part of a deep investigation into illegal workers. Now,
look at that, guys. So ICE kicked in the door.
this mega plant is huge. It's on thousands of acres, so we can't get close to the construction site where this all happened, but HSI says the raid was extensive and successful.
This was not a immigration operation where agents went into the premises, rounded up folks, and put them on buses. The employees worked for a variety of different companies that were on the site. It was not just the parent company, but also subcontractors.
No charges have been filed against these.
And guys, look at this. This is this DUI here. Watch this. Look at this, guys.
He's on for a hit-and-run driver who killed a 25-year-old man in South LA back in July. Surveillance footage captured a woman running a red light at roughly 100 miles an hour, slamming into the side of another car, then leaving the scene.
And now officials are offering a $50,000 reward to bring the driver to justice. KTLA's Lindsay Pena is live in Hollywood with more. Lindsay?
Sharon, Micah, there is plenty of video of what happened, and authorities are hoping that by releasing it, they'll be able to catch this suspect. We do want to warn you that some of this footage is hard to watch. Security cameras capture the moment two cars collide at the intersection of 91st and Figueroa Street in South LA on the night of July 5th. From another angle, you can see a white Porsche slam into the driver's side of another black car.
I'm trying to free the person, the vehicle.
The man inside, 25-year-old Emerson Gonzalez Escobar, died. Police say the Porsche was going around 100 miles an hour, trying to make it through the intersection following an ambulance when the crash happened.
It's kind of sad when you see this video because we believe Emerson was killed instantly, and there was zero concern at all for this guy.
In the moments after the collision, witnesses start recording. The suspect and two other female passengers gather their things from the car and try to take off, at one point becoming confrontational with the bystanders.
Of course, they're B-dubs. Of course, right, guys? Of course.
You're just involved in this collision that's 100% your fault, and you have no respect at all for this person or anybody or any human decency to walk over and just check on them.
LAPD says they
one word, guys. Fatigue, right?
identified the suspected driver, 24-year-old Sierra Danae Whitaker.
This lady and her two friends is a known prostitute.
Look at that, guys. Look at that, guys.
You tell her she's a goddamn whore.
the area over there in Los Angeles.
Brandon Perkins, what's up, dude?
On our Figueroa corridor.
Investigators say the Porsche wasn't hers. She's known to frequent the Las Vegas area and Orange County. They're hoping a $50,000 reward will help them bring her into custody. Detectives today describing how the family of the victim is doing.
They're absolutely devastated. And it's, I think, a little bit harder for them knowing that the suspects responsible are still out there.
At this point, it's unclear.
Sad, isn't it? Right, guys? All it takes is a 304 and a lead foot. You know? Will take you out, dude. Sad, isn't it? Hold on. Yeah, so anyways. So, guys, never, ever, ever date lawyers, okay? Never date and marry lawyers. Core, cook with me, man. Guys, in the chat, put the reasons why, as a man, you should never, ever date a lawyer. Guys, for those of you guys that have been rocking with this channel for a while, guys, I did a video on this like maybe 2 years ago. Maybe I'll do a follow-up. But Core, why as a man would you not date and marry a lawyer?
She's probably power tripping.
Yeah, that's a good reason. Guys, I always say this. Number one, student loan debt. There's no way around that. Number two, the attitude, the superiority complex that comes with these chicks that have higher education, right? Here it is. Right here, guys. You guys hear? I'll drop the link to this video. It's a little bit older. It's some of my early work, you know. You guys still check it out. Guys, number one, also, why would you want to date a chick that's been trained how to argue? It's bad enough chicks argue anyways, but you want to be with a chick that knows how to argue, that's been trained how to argue, that spent what 3 or 4 years specifically learning how to argue. Brandon says they argue too much and they have psycho Jenny syndrome. Facts. Lenny says that you're basically marrying a dude. Raul says you're easily backstabbed. Yeah, yep. JD says they're masculine as hell. Lenny says they argue for a living. Facts. Yep. JD says kiss your money, your life goodbye. And guys, if you break up with them, they know how to use the law to cook you. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get cooked. Absolutely insane. They probably have some friends in law enforcement or friends who have friends in law enforcement. Steve R says he married a legal secretary. She screwed him in the divorce. Look at that. Damn, look at that, guys. Absolutely insane. Guys, look, so the median student loan debt for law school graduate is $118,000. 118 grand. And that's if they go to like a regular state school. Recent reports show the median debt's $137,500 to $160,000. Look at that, guys.
With your broke ass.
Dude, that's... And guys, student loans, man, they're 13, 14% interest, you know? Cooked. Absolutely cooked. Guys, a lot of these chicks, they end up going to law school and then they end up practicing law and they hate it anyways. They hate it. But guys, put a 1 if you've heard of the golden handcuffs. Cork, have you heard of the golden handcuffs?
I've had them.
Yeah. Explain.
It's when your job pays so well you can't afford to leave.
Yeah, even though you hate it. Yep. And guys, this is the thing about men. Men, guys, put a 1 if you've been told that you don't have to love your job. It just has to pay well. You know what I'm saying? Guys, what is this whole loving your job and being content and getting satisfaction out of your job? That's a woman thing. You know what I'm saying? What are you talking about? As long as I'm not being disrespected, as long as I'm being compensated, I'm fine. I can show up every day. and overtime. You talking? My job isn't making me feel satisfied. That's a woman thing to do. And any guy who says that, right? Come on, man. Beta male. What are you talking about? This says, so credible.com says law school debt's $164,742,000. And guys, this isn't counting the interest that they'll have to paying off the student loans. Look at that. The American Bar Association says average law school that's $137,500. Absolutely insane, guys. You know that she's gonna make this your problem. If you date this chick, I'm just stressed out because of my student loans. Cord, can you please pay all the rent and the mortgage so that I can pay my student loans?
Oh man, I'd love to, but I can't.
Exactly. Guys, anytime that women have problems that they made before the relationship, they are going to make it your problem. And guys, $100 and something thousand in student loan debt's not going away no matter how much money she makes. Because you would think that if a guy, hold on. What is the starting salary of an attorney?
See, and it's also going to depend on whether they went to a tier 1, tier 2, or tier 3 law school.
Not really, because yes, but my point is that lawyers don't start out making as much as everyone thinks that they make.
No, they don't.
You know, if you're talking,
and then it depends. Are they working for a big law firm, or are they opening their own practice?
Yeah. Well, you don't really open your own practice straight out of law school.
You
know what I'm
don't.
saying? Well, here.
Go ahead.
I guess my point is that you're talking anywhere from 60 to 80K. 80K is high for a starting attorney. And you're already having 6 figures worth of student loans. I mean, you're talking student loan payments, a minimum of $1,200, $1,300, $1,400 a month. Cooked. And that's minimum payments. That's income based. Cooked.
Yeah, but as JD points out, you might go work for the state, but some state jobs are ugh.
But here's the thing that people don't get, because they have the like public student loan forgiveness, all the stuff where like you work for 10 years. But JD, think of this. You work for a nonprofit making 75 grand, and in 10 years you're making 100. And then they pay off your student loans in 10 years. Think about the lost income think about the income that you lost because you only work for a nonprofit. So in 5 years, yes, when you should be making $200,000 at a private firm, you're making 70. Well, each of that year, there's that gap in income that you're missing out on. And once someone told me that, I was like, damn, that's true. You know, guys, once again.
Well, the other issue is if you're a junior associate at a law firm, you're not working 40 hours a week.
Yeah,
you're not working 50 hours a week. You're working close to 90.
Yep, that's true. Yep.
They are going to beat you like a rented mule.
Yep. And guys, I remember Corey Oliver, have I told you the one story that my friend wanted me to look at the letter of a recommendation that he was going to write his friend's daughter for some like program for undergrad where it helps you get into law school because he was a bad writer. So she was like, oh, well, you know, I want to become a lawyer and then work in the nonprofit sector with underprivileged people for healthcare. And I said, so you want to be broke? I said, here, put me on the phone with this girl. I said, so you want to be broke and you want to be poor? What do you mean? I was like, you're going to go to school and get high price skills and give them away for free. You are an idiot. You're a moron. I said, lawyers, doctors, or whatever, they do this pro bono charity work after they retire. You know what I'm saying? But you can't be 28 fresh out of law school and then be taking pennies on the dollar. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. Guys, anyone who's listening to this, who's young and you're in school, guys, you should graduate and you should get paid the most amount possible. Guys, helping out the children and all this other stuff, that oftentimes doesn't do a good job of putting food on the table. Good intentions doesn't put food on the table. You know what I'm saying? So, okay.
You want to do some of these routes, join the military.
That's true. Yeah. Yep. It's true. So guys, here we go. Let's go to TikTok here and let's look at this dunderhead, right? Guys, make sure to drop a like on the stream, man. I appreciate that. It's funny because I see other content creators whining about their views being down. Guys, it's like the end of the summer. Everyone's out doing stuff. You know, like YouTube is not. It's not like everyone's views are down. Oh yeah, Razor Eyes right, guys. Russell Wilson adopted Future's kid. Guys, if that's not the dumbest thing you've ever seen.
Beta male.
So his name is Future Wilson. Future Wilson. What a joke. So guys, here we go. Oops. So this chick, this isn't the chick that we're talking about, but watch. She's going to tell us about why she stopped practicing law, right? Guys, look, watch.
But let's talk about why I hated being an attorney and I no longer practice. I do still have my license. I doubt
Guys, look at this clown makeup this chick's putting on.
I will ever give that.
Oh, guys, I didn't. Oops. Hold on. Sorry, guys. I didn't pin the StreamYard link. Sorry, guys. Guys, anyone who wants to come on up, guys, hit the link, you know?
But this is why I hated being an attorney, practicing attorney. I will say that it could be the industry I was in, right? I mean, I was in insurance defense for the majority of the time, right when I graduated law school. And then I did a little bit of general business litigation, contract stuff, landlord-tenant stuff. So it could very well have been the industry I was in, but none of it was bringing me joy. And I'm just the type of person that's like,
your work's not supposed to bring you joy, you dunderhead. There you go, guys. Right there. Right there.
You stupid woman.
Guys, this is the problem with women, right? Her spot in law school, her spot at that firm could have been given to a man. You know? Guys, guys, you know what? Anyone. When have you ever felt joy at a job? I've never felt joy at a job because I don't want to work. I don't want to have to be anywhere. Because, oh, AJ, what's your dream job? I don't have one. I don't want to have to be anywhere, but we have to work.
God, I know, man. Hey, AJ, you know, about all this stuff about attorneys and the student loan debt, and this is another reason why the passport bros are a thing.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, Brandon said delusional. Hit the wall. Facts. Yep. Guys, you know what? Even worse. Hold on, guys. Let's pump the brakes here. Let's pump them up. Guys, even hold on. Hold on, guys. Guys. Korg, Oliver, how old are you guys?
I'm 49.
Yeah, Korg, how old are you?
56.
Okay, so Korg, you're a little bit older, but we're all Generation X, right? Because even our dads were the type to where, you know, guys, the age-old story. They had a dream. They wanted to go to the NBA or run track or be a sportscaster or or start a body shop or whatever, and then their friggin' college girlfriend or high school girlfriend got pregnant, and now they work a soul-crushing job every day for 25, 30 years. Guys, men realize that's the hand that they were dealt. You didn't see men in the 60s, 70s, or whatever, back when, the whole postmodernism thing took off and people were actually encouraged to actually go out and realize their dreams. That was never something for us men. A man would say, look, I have an obligation to my family and my community. So I'm going to crawl down this ladder in this mine. I'm going to crawl up these skyscrapers. I'm going to freaking put on this scuba gear and weld underwater for 25 years just to drive home and hear this woman's mouth who ruined my life by getting pregnant.
AJ, my oldest brother was born my dad's junior year in college.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Man.
But he already declared to be an accountant, and that's how I kind of been an accountant too. So it's like, but no, he already declared. Yeah. But it's like, it's just awful, man. And here's another thing. Back then, they didn't have the student loan crisis back then that these idiots have put themselves into.
Yep. Yeah. Yep.
Life is pretty short. You should probably find something that makes you happy. Now I'm doing what I.
It's called a really good personal life, guys. I work my job now. You guys will never ever hear me talk about my day job. Because, guys, it means nothing to me. The only thing that means something is the paycheck.
AJ, and this knucklehead also gets one thing wrong, too. It has never been a man's job to make her freaking happy.
That's
it
true.
Never has been time. Yeah. I mean, ever since the beginning of caveman, a man provides shelter, provisions, everything. Is not to make this knucklehead like this happy, man.
Yeah. Now they want.
And it's never a man's freaking job.
Now they want prophet, provider, priest, best friend, and jester and counselor. No, that's not how us men are. So
you can't have the bridge crew of the Enterprise wrapped into one person.
Wrapped into one. Yeah.
But I'm not practicing as an attorney, and I'll talk about the 3 reasons why I hated practicing. So for one, I think the majority of attorneys are miserable, and I'm sure some attorneys would see this and be like, I'm not miserable, I love my job. Sure. But I do think that the majority of attorneys do not like what they do, and therefore they take that out on other people. So I noticed when I was practicing that my opposing counsel in like certain cases, they were so rude, like so mean. Just one of those things where I was like, dude, I know you hate your job, but don't take that on me. Like, I didn't do anything to you.
Wait, if they're your opposing counsel, they're the enemy. They're the enemy. Guys, if Korg works for AJ and AJ Inc. firm and Oliver works for friggin' Adam Schrader LLC, and you guys are on a different side of the courtroom, you guys are enemies. I'm talking, was it a Jets and the Sharks, for Christ's sake? You guys are gonna throw down.
Well,
it's a rumble.
It's in the Crips.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Well, the problem is they think she expects everybody to be happy-go-lucky, kissy-kissy when they're just direct, and that's what these women do. Is if you're direct, he's mean. No, but he wasn't mean. He was just direct.
And they were probably mean to her because she's insufferable in the first place.
Plus, here's the thing: she's not a bad-looking woman, right? So most of her life, people probably talk to her with little kids' gloves. But now she's in corporate America in legal counsel, and this is blood sport. You know what I'm saying? Look, guys, if you play nice as a corporate attorney, you could lose the company millions. So
that was really exhausting, just having to deal with that all the time. Obviously, that's not an enjoyable work setting when everyone you're communicating with on a daily basis is just like,
guys, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, guys, hit the join button, hit the super chat button. Thanks for all the cash apps, guys. I appreciate that, guys. Guys, we're almost at 18K, man. Look at that, guys. We should hopefully hit 18K by the middle or the end of September, guys. I'm trying to end the year at over 20K. So thanks to all you guys. I appreciate your support. Batty, Commander, what's up, dude?
Treating you like shit or just like not happy with themselves. Second thing I hated was the billable hour requirement. So as an attorney, depending on your
see, you have to work.
Check this out, AJ. My first year in public accounting, I had a net realization higher than my audit manager, and he lost his crap on me.
guys, you know what I hear from this chick?
You have to freaking produce at a profit. Oh my God, these people.
A friend of mine that I know, he actually works at a firm, and he and he's a more junior attorney, right? And he builds so many hours during the cough, you know? And do you know that like there was like two of the more senior attorneys that were women that somehow got a hold of how much he got paid and tried to act like he was getting paid more because of his gender? But they actually looked and saw that he was working like 40% more hours than them. That's like I told you guys about my one friend who's a paramedic, and in the county he worked at, they were offering unlimited overtime. So he was working 7 days a week, guys, getting double time, right? Even his fire chief was working no, it was time and a half, and then on Sundays it was double time. At his fire chief salary, they would get in the ambulance. My friend paid off his he had the little 392 Challenger, you know what I'm saying? The V8 392 scat back thing. And he was saving up money to put on a house. Do you know that the women were like, well, we think that there's a pay gap. They actually did an audit and showed that none of the women were working overtime. Guys, clown world.
firm, you have a certain number of billable hours you have to meet a month or a year, whatever. And basically not all of your work falls into those billable hours. So you end up working a full-time job plus more because you're not able to bill everything. And then the third thing I'll say,
are you guys arms tired from playing the violin, guys? I know. Come on.
Hey, AJ, even my hours, I had to keep track of all my time, even if there were non-billable hours when I was in audit.
Yeah. You guys remember, did anyone watch Frasier?
A little bit.
Do you remember when the one chick, I think it was his attorney or something, where they started dating, and then he noticed how lax she was about the hours she was working, and he let it drop that he thought that she was doing the same to him, and she was like, "How dare you!" Right?
And honestly, I could probably keep going, but the third thing I will say is that my workplace was very toxic, and I wasn't appreciated for how much effort and time I was putting into work. And I've owned a company or a business before, so I know how much you have to appreciate your employees.
Oh,
and I just wasn't getting that. Like, if I'm going to spend my life building up your dream, you sure as hell better appreciate me and the time I'm putting in. And then
this is why you just never employ these 304s. Ever.
I'll show my appreciation by kicking her to the curb.
Right through the uprights. Adrian the Great, what's up, dude?
AJ, it's been a while since we talked, man. How you been?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. Been busy.
Guys,
I've worked in a law firm, and she's just, you can tell she's from this entitled generation.
It's date night, and we need to style this skin strap.
Yeah, so like this chick, once again, she's gonna smash into the wall so hard, and then just be totally guys like me. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So okay. Now, guys, let's get to the person that I'm talking about here. What were you saying, Oliver?
Hey, 7 years from now, she's going to be on TikTok. Her later TikTok goes, "Guys suck. We're all the good men. Someone take care of Pookie Baby with me."
Yep. After she has freaking her one client, the one pro bono client that she defended, who's a freaking wife beating Gavin. Wife beating Cletus got her pregnant, you know? What is that? Here we go, guys.
I posted this comment on another crew.
So it says, at 26, I was $230,000 in debt for a law degree. 5 years later, 180K paid, but 90,000 left. Should be debt free in 18 months. It's hard, but deciding to take action and pay them off and potentially is worth it.
Creator's video about her plans to pay off her debt, just because I so much related to her anxiety about looking at all these big numbers on a piece of paper and thinking, how in the world am I going to tackle this? So I had a lot of people responding to my comment, just asking me questions about how I had managed to pay off a good chunk of my debt thus far. So I thought I would make a few videos just to, see if my experience and the things that I've learned would be able to help anybody else, because I know how horrible it can feel. So in this first video, I'm just going to lay out all of my debts.
Here we go.
And then in subsequent videos, I will talk about how much I've paid back thus far, how I've been able to maximize the amount that I've paid back, how I've refinanced my loans, and what my plans are going forward. So the majority of my debt comes from student loans.
Of course
I'm
it does.
an attorney, so I had to do 4 years of undergrad and then 3 years of law school to become an attorney. So for undergrad, I borrowed from the federal government $20,500. Now those loans ranged from 3.86% interest to 6.8%. The rest of undergrad, my parents helped me with. I paid some myself, and then I had scholarships. Now law school is really where the majority of my loans come from.
$166,000 plus another $10,000. Look at that.
List off my debt: $6,000, $215 a month car note. Hey,
Yeah.
AJ, I gotta get going, man. Take care.
All right, buddy.
Peace, brother,
Cool.
man.
Take it easy. Yeah, guys. The only debt that I have is my mortgage. That's it. These dunderheads here, man. Yikes.
So for law school, I borrowed $166,174 from the federal government, and those ranged from 5.31 to 7.6% interest. And then my grandma also lent me $10,000 at 2% interest. So in total, I borrowed $196,674. Now, in the 7 years that I went through school, and then for about a year afterwards, I took and passed to the bar and got a job. My loans were just accruing interest. So in total, it was almost $35,000 worth of interest from when I first started taking out loans until I started paying them back.
$34,000 on interest on top of that. Cooked.
So in total, my student loans at the time of starting to pay them back were at $231,609.77. Now, my only other debt is my car loan. So I took that out at $17,896.67, and that was at 0.9% interest. So in total, my debt came to $249,506.44. So if you come back for the next video, I'll talk about how much I've paid thus far, refinancing my loans, and what my plans are going forward.
Just a reminder, you guys, interest is the price you pay to use other people's money.
Yep. That's true.
Never get that over your head.
Yep. Yeah. Tossar says, what a balloon head. Hey, guys, let's play a game of How Cooked Is She? Guys, rate her on the cooked-o-meter.
It's over 9,000.
Look at that. Look at that, guys.
Being as deep in debt as she was, and she took another 17 grand to buy a freaking car. That is just stupid.
Yeah, it's dumb, dude. She could have got a friggin' 2003 Mercury Grand Marquis and drove it till the wheels fell off. Got a friggin' 98 Buick Park Avenue. Got a friggin' 2001 Avalon. Guys, we always talk about the friggin' point A to point B's. Get a friggin' 2013 Prius. You know what I'm saying? A Corolla, a Camry, 5-6 grand, and you're ready to rock.
Okay, so where I'd left off in the last video was that a few years ago, I was almost $250,000 in debt. The majority of that came from my student loans, which were over $230,000. And then the remainder was from my car note, which was a little less than $18,000. So the student loan interest was really killing me. The majority of that $230,000 were at interest rates between 6.5% and 7.5% interest. So every month I was accruing like $1,300 to $1,400 in interest.
See that?
And that amount is just not sustainable. So what I did was I consolidated my federal student loan.
That means, guys, that if she was doing income-based payments, that would have been her minimum payment. It was like $1,300, $1,400 a month, at least. Insane.
Into one big loan. And then I refinanced it with a private lender at 4.25% interest instead.
Here's the thing, guys. When she did that, she made it so that the cough time didn't work for her, right? So she had to keep paying down the whole time, which is fine. But guys, I know a couple people where when Orange Man put student loans on hold during the cough, they used that interest-free time to and no payment time, just pay off everything, you know? So
now, one of my student loans was at 3.86% interest, loan for about $5,700. So I left that one with the federal government just because it was at a lower interest rate than the ones that I consolidated. Now, I did still have the one loan from my grandmother for $10,000 that was at 2% interest. And then my car note, which was about $18,000, and that was at 0.9% interest. So I knew I wouldn't get better rates on those ones, so I left those where they were. So after consolidating most of my federal student loans and refinancing them to 4.25% interest, I went from paying about $1,300, $1,400 a month in interest on those down to about $750 a month in interest, which is still a lot, but it's way more manageable. So at the time, I didn't know anything about any of refinancing them to 4.25% interest. I went from paying about $1,300, $1,400 a month in interest on those down to about $750 a month in interest.
Look at that, guys.
It's still a lot, but it's way more manageable. So at the time, I didn't know anything about any of the debt repayment strategies that you see a lot online now, like the avalanche method or the snowball method. I just looked at my debts, and most of them were at much lower of an interest rate, and those ones were all much smaller loan amounts. So I really started attacking the biggest loan at the highest interest rate just because that made the most sense to me. Like I said, that one was accruing $750 in interest a month, whereas the other ones were accruing all less than $20 in interest a month. So I just really didn't see the need to pay those off quickly, but whatever method works the best for you, definitely stick with that. So consolidating and refinancing helped me a ton, but I think the second most helpful thing that I did was that I never really changed my lifestyle since being a law student, because I looked at the salary that I was getting as that it was not really my money. It belonged to past me that had borrowed it. So whenever I was, getting decent sized paychecks, I would act kind of like I wasn't, because that money was already promised to my student loans. That's how I thought about it in my head. So in the beginning of my career, I was making about $70,000 salary.
See?
And then I would get...
There you go, guys. Guys, what did I just say? She's making $70,000 a year as an attorney with $240,000 in student loan debt. You absolute dunderhead. Look at that, guys. Look at that.
You stupid woman.
Bonuses that were like commissions, essentially, off of the settlements that I was bringing in a month. So with that, I would live off of the $70,000 base that I was getting. And then some of that would go towards my loans. But any bonuses I got went pretty much exclusively to my loans, because, again, I looked at that as like paying my past self back. Now, I've tried to keep that mindset of living off of that about $70K in my mind. So now, even though I'm making more than double that, I still live basically the same as I used to. So I drive a pretty modest car. I just have a Honda Civic. You know, I really don't spend too lavishly. I still have fun and travel and do things, but I just really try to live well under my means. When I switched from that job where I was making a lower base salary but was making commissions, to a job where I wasn't really making bonuses but just, you know, straight salary, I really got more into budgeting and really tracking my expenses and just seeing like where I'm
until she meets a guy, right, guys? And then it's going to be all Poindexter's job to help her pay the rest of this off.
Spending too much money, so that I can really maximize the amount that's going out towards my student loans every month. And again, that's just another conscious thing that I did to make sure that I could pay my student loans as quickly as possible and really maximize that amount that I was sending out. Okay, so in the next video, I'm going to break down how much I've paid each year that I'm paying my student loans back and go through the totals.
Here we go, guys.
Just an observation.
Mm-hmm.
Just an observation. She's actually one of the more level-headed that I've seen on a lot of these videos, because she did say she was taking her bonuses and trying to kill that debt, whereas all the others would say, oh, I got a bonus, and so we did a girls' weekend in Vegas, and I blew all my money on all this other stuff, and woe is me, I'm still up to my butt in debt. So
yeah,
she's I'll have to give her credit for that. But anyway.
Yeah. Let's go to the next one, guys.
In this video, I'm just going to talk through how I decided to consolidate and refinance my federal student loans with a private lender.
Guys, make sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, guys. Hit the super chat button. And guys, thanks for all you guys that are members, man. Oh, you know what, guys? Sorry, guys. I forgot this is a daytime live. So, guys, guess what? Guys, chat's gonna go members only, guys. And also, guys, we need some more likes, guys. So hit the like button. Appreciate that. So, guys, hit the join button. Appreciate that.
So I had over $200,000 of student loan debt with the federal government.
Look at that, guys. That's a house in some states, you know?
It was in 13 different loans that ranged from 3.86% interest to 7.6% interest. But most of the loans were over 6% to 7% interest. I researched a lot to weigh the pros and cons, and the pros of consolidating, even if that's through the federal government or a private lender, is that all your loans are in one place, so you have one loan to keep track of. It's just one interest rate, one payment. And then with refinancing the loans, you have a lower interest rate, which means that more of your payments are actually going towards the principal, so you're able to pay off the loans quicker and save yourself money in the long run. The cons of no longer having loans with the federal government means that you have a lot less payment options and programs to take advantage of. So public student loan forgiveness, PSLF, is a big one for a lot of people. That's where if you work for the government or a nonprofit organization for 10 years, you make smaller payments on your loans during that period. And then at the end of the 10 years, the remaining balance of your loans are forgiven. It sounds simple in theory, but I've heard that there were a lot of people who made payments that then for some reason didn't count for technicalities. And just a lot of hoops to jump through with that one. Also, I never really wanted to work for the government or a nonprofit, so that one didn't really matter as much to me.
Now, she better have a really good salary to justify this, because she can make 70K per year working for the feds and only do her 8 and skate. You know what I'm saying? So
another thing is that private lenders are not going to forgive student loans like the federal government may. So a couple years ago, President Biden proposed forgiving $20,000 of federal student loan debt.
yeah, and anyone who thought that would happen,
you've been had, you've been took, you've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok.
Come on.
Which sounds great, but one, this only applies to undergraduate loans, and the majority of my loans are from law school. And the Supreme Court ended up striking that plan down. So my understanding is that it would have to go through Congress, any type of loan forgiveness. And I just don't foresee that happening. So I didn't put a lot of stock in that. Another thing is you wouldn't have access to income-driven student loan repayments. So on these programs like the SAVE program or the Pay-As-You-Earn program, the government takes your taxable income. They subtract out the poverty limit that applies to how many people are in your household. And then they take that number, and a percentage of that number would be your payments every month. So this is a really nice safety net to have if something happens where like you lose your job or, you know, you're on maternity leave and can't pay for a certain period of time. But I think a huge problem is that people do these repayment programs immediately and are paying almost nothing towards their student loan debt, and they get really used to paying almost nothing towards their student loan debt. So that when you actually do start making money, you still don't really want to pay anything. And you're not used to having to sacrifice and take a big chunk of your paycheck and put it away towards your loan.
Us guys are, because we want to pay off loans as quickly as possible, right, guys? Guys, there's nothing more annoying than being in debt. Guys, and Cord can chime in here. Guys, the only debt that you should be in is a mortgage. That's it.
Yeah, and
that's
don't do a 30-year mortgage.
Yeah, that's the only acceptable debt there is. You know what I mean?
And
Period.
I'm gonna speak from experience. I paid my mortgage off last year, and it is a freeing feeling I cannot describe.
But there's like no reason why you should. I mean, guys, even if you need a car, guys, there's cars that you can get for like $6,000-7,000 that are just fine. You know, it just doesn't make any sense why people have. And what's even crazier to me is people that have 80 and 90 grand in credit card debt, not a car, you know, in consumer debt. Insane.
So for example, if you borrowed $100,000 at a 6% interest rate and you had to pay that back over 10 years, your payments would be $1,111 per month. But on an income-driven repayment plan, your payment amount might actually be calculated at, say, $500 a month, which seems great because it's a lower payment amount, right? But if you pay that $500 a
You're
month
only paying the interest
for 5 years, you'll pay $30,000. And at the end of that 5 years, your student loan account balance
hasn't moved.
$99,420. So less than $600 even touched that loan. So you
Look at
paid
that.
30 grand and it did almost nothing. Say it was actually calculated at $400 a month and you paid that every month for 5 years. So you've paid $24,000 over that time period. And then your loan amount would actually get bigger to $106,000 at the end of that 5 years.
Crazy, right, guys?
Say you didn't have a job and you paid nothing for 5 years, your loan amount would be $134,000 at the end of that time. Now, I can appreciate that there are people who just cannot afford student loan payments, but I think that the majority of people really could afford if they kind of cut back their lifestyle and really just took this as a period where you're going to struggle a little bit and it's not going to be fun and pushy.
Yeah, right. You think that these modern women actually understand that they're gonna have to struggle for a little bit and not buy handbags and go to brunch and buy $30 drinks in Manhattan, or here that they'll have to get a roommate? Guys, these chicks think the very idea of even having a roommate, to even suggest such a thing.
How dare you?
Come on, man.
But the goal is to get the loans paid off as quickly as possible so that you have freedom going forward. Another potential con is the difference in forbearance and deferment of your loans between having them with the federal government versus a private lender. So that means either delaying payments or making smaller or no payments for a period of time without actually defaulting on the loan. The federal government seems to have a lot more leeway with this and grant those exceptions for a lot more people, whereas private student loan lenders are definitely not as willing to do that. They may work with you some, but how much and for how long? And if you default on your loans, that can mean huge impacts for your credit. You can also be sued, or your wages can actually be garnished. So they'll take a portion of your paycheck before you even ever get it. without all those safety nets that the federal government provides, I really had to make sure that if I was going to refinance my loan, it had to be at an amount that was reasonable that I could actually afford every month, so I wouldn't default on the loans.
Gee, you mean she had to be smart and act like a guy would? How about that?
So I was doing some research while I was waiting for my bar results, so I didn't have a job yet. So I first looked at what was the government salary for somebody of my education. So for me, that as a lawyer, that was a GS-11, which at the time was making about $70,000 per year, just base, no locality pay or anything. So I took that $70,000, subtracted out taxes and insurance stuff. I just kind of asked my friends who had jobs like, hey, how much are you paying for insurance, for dental and medical vision every month? So I kind of knew, somewhere around what I could actually expect. And from that, I got a take-home pay amount. And from there, I subtracted out reasonable living expenses, which for me meant living with roommates, budgeting groceries, not really going out. But I was already kind of living that way in law school, so it wasn't like a huge adjustment.
So in other words, she's asking chicks to not live like chicks, right? That's
what I said. She's pretty level-headed and has a good plan.
Yeah. Here you go.
A few years ago, I was just under $250,000 in debt, and to date, I have paid $200,020.47 towards that debt. My debt includes $231,609.77 in student loans.
Look at that, guys.
And $17,896.67 for a car loan. So I'm going to go through each year that I've been paying back my debt and talk about how much money I was making at the time and how much I was actually able to put towards my debt. So just as a little bit of background, I am an attorney, which means I did 4 years of undergrad, and then right after I did 3 years of law school. After law school, it takes some time to take the bar and then get a job. So I started paying my loans back about a year after I graduated and passed the bar. So the period that I'm talking about this repayment with is mainly over the last 4.5 years. During that time, I have lived on my own, paying my own bills. The only exception was for the first 6 months of this. I lived with my parents, which was a really weird story that I won't get into, but that was the only time where I wasn't paying rent. And I've been in a 1-bedroom apartment by myself since. So first. Now,
guys, once again, I'd have a roommate. Seriously, guys, I don't know why chicks have this weird thing where they just, well, yeah. Actually, I do know why they want to live alone. It's because they hate each other, right? Right, guys? It's because women have no respect for each other. They hate each other, and they treat each other like trash, right? See, guys, you could have a roommate as a guy that you barely know, but you can come to an understanding. You mess with my stuff, and I'll beat the hell out of you. And vice versa. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have respect. Chicks don't like each other, and they don't respect each other.
Before I even finished school, I paid $3,998.63 towards my student loans. The majority of this was in undergrad, where I just tried to pay off the interest of my loans. I only took out about $20,500 for undergrad because I had scholarships and my parents helped me some. So the majority of my debt came in through law school. And if you've seen some of my other videos, you know that since I've been out of law school, I've really tried to maintain that low cost of living lifestyle that I had when I was a student and not really adjust up my lifestyle. So I pay as much as possible towards my student loans and get them paid off as quickly as I can.
Korg, what percentage of late 20s, early 30s women do you think would think like this woman?
Oh, God, less than 0.5%.
Yeah, I think so. Equilibrium, what's up, dude?
So in the first year, I paid $41,041.20 towards my debt. About $2,500 of that went to my car, and about $38,000 of that went towards my student loans. So for 6 months of this year, I was living with my parents and I was not paying rent, but that's the only time where that's happened for me. And I bought my car a couple months in as well. So at that job, I started making $70,000 salary, and I would get commissions on top of that. Now, I busted my butt at that job, and within 6 months, I got a raise to $95,000, where I was still making bonuses. So I looked at my taxable income for these years, and these payments don't align perfectly with the tax year because I'm a little bit off, but close enough. My taxable income was about $114,000. Now that's not what I actually took home. That's just what I was taxed on. Okay, and then in the second year, I paid $44,697.03.
Can you imagine any woman taking $41,000 out of her income and paying it towards loans? Guys, I can't think of a single woman who would do this other than this person, right? They would have blown this all on handbags, on brunch, going to friggin' Dubai to let Sheikh Mahmoud drop a deuce on him. You know what I'm saying?
Towards debt. That included $3,661.80 towards my car and $41,035.23 towards my student loans. This year, I was making a salary between $95,000 to like $105,000, and I did have bonuses in that. And then at the end of this year, I transitioned to a job where I was just making salary of $115,000. So when I transitioned over to that job where
guys, an attorney, I mean, $115K is not that great. Guys, there are blue collar guys that drive trucks, that do all types of stuff, that don't have this debt, that are making more than this chick, that are younger. There are guys who bust their butts being electricians, guys that are by the time that they're her age, that are 29, 30, they're like master mechanics making $130,000, $140,000 a year. Why would anyone want to be an attorney? Why?
Just making a salary and not making commissions like I used to be. I had a period of time where I was like, all right, I need to kind of bank some money and put it away just in case something happens, because I'm not just getting these big cash drops like I'm used to. So in year 3, I paid a little bit less than I was used to paying. So I paid $39,428.23 towards debt. So again, $3,661.80 of that was towards my car, and then
Steve, yeah, she should have stayed with the bonus option. Yeah, but guys, once again, guys,
just like a woman,
right, guys. She basically took a pay cut. Absolutely. Yeah. Laughing man said it best. She's going to find some sucker, right? Yep.
$35,766.43 was towards my student loans. So in this year, I was making between $115,000 and $130,000 salary. And it looks like my taxable income was $128,000. I also moved in this year to a different city, and I was having to pay double rent for 2 months. So that kind of impeded me a little. Okay, now in year 4, I paid $45,712.92 towards debt. Again, $3,661.80 of that was towards my car, and then $42,051.12 was towards my student loans. My salary range.
Another thing to think about, guys, if a guy is trying to do this, guys, put a 1 if you agree. If a guy is trying to do this, he cannot date, right, guys? He can't have a girlfriend. He can't date. He can't have any romantic interest, because she's going to be like, why you spend all your money on your student loans? Right? You're broke all the time. Why don't we go out to eat? You know
what else they'll say? You need to get a higher paying job.
Yep. Facts. Yep.
$132,000 and $145,000. And then my taxable income was $137,000. Now it's currently year 5 for me. So I am halfway through it. I just made my student loan payments for April. So with that, in the last 6 months, I have paid $25,152.46 towards debt. $1,830.90 of that have gone towards my car, and then $23,321.56 have gone towards my student loans. So altogether, that is $200,020.47 paid, and my current payoff amount for all of my student loans and my car is $83,380.86.
So in like 2,
now that amount is broken down into 3 student loans.
A year and a half,
put here on the
or
screen
2 years.
as the first 3, and then my car payment is the last one. Now, my goal is to pay off my largest student loan as soon as possible. It is the largest loan and it has the highest interest percentage of all my loans. So that one's the one that keeps me up the most at night. Now, the second loan is the one that I still have with the federal government because it was at a lower interest rate than my refinance percentage was. So technically, this is still in an income-driven repayment plan, which means I don't actually have to start making payments on it until October of 2026. Now, I have been paying about $20 a month towards this loan just to cover the interest, and then it's just a few bucks towards the principal. Now, the reason is because once I pay off the other loans, this will be the only one that is still on my credit report, and I don't want my credit to completely tank. And I've had this loan since 2013, so it's a long account length for me, which also helps my credit. So my plan with this one is to just pay like as little as possible. And once the payments come back in, I will just pay the minimum, which should be about $50 a month until I get a house. And then I will just pay this off in full because at that point, my credit score won't matter. But I want to keep it good until then, if that makes sense.
Imagine, guys, all of this money. Basically, just, I mean, yes, she's a lawyer, you know, so her earnings pretty good, but she's obviously showed by getting off the bonus system that she's not really making moves to make a lot of money, right? She wants kind of a salary, kind of she should have stayed on that bonus thing because then she'd probably be making more. So.
All right. And then so for the last 2 loans, I pay the minimum amounts every month, and paying those minimums, I will pay both of them off in February of 26. So once those 2 are paid off, I pay about $500 combined towards both of them. So that $500 will shift over towards my first loan. That's for $73,000. And my goal with that one is to keep paying $4,000 a month towards it like I have been until I add in that extra $500 a month. So if I keep doing that, I should have that loan paid off in October of 2026. So in October of 2026, I would have paid off loans number 1, 3, and 4. I will still have the second one that's kicking around. And I already explained that my plan is to pay about $50 a month towards that until I get a house. And then I would just pay it off completely because at that point, my credit wouldn't really matter anymore. So in October of 2026, that loan should be just under $5,000. It should be $4,970.46. So I would just put $5,000 into a high yield savings account that is at a higher interest rate.
Guys, cooked. Guys, if imagine that you meet this chick, because she's not a bad looking woman, right? You know, she's not bad looking, and you guys hit it off on a date, right? And she gets it, like, you guys start actually dating. Imagine having to sit through her as she goes through all this and has all this stress and all this BS. Equilibrium, Lenny, guys, what would you do if you met a chick who said, I'm spending, was it $43,000 a year to pay off my student loans, that I have $250,000 in debt? Absolutely insane. Now here you guys.
I borrowed just under $200,000 for my education. So that included undergrad and law school. It was $198,876.01 if we're being exact. And currently I've paid that exact same amount back. $198,876.01. I really wish that meant that I was just done paying off my student loans, but unfortunately not all that money's gone straight towards principal. It's also had to cover interest that's been accrued. So about 2/3 has gone towards principal and the other third has paid back interest. So to date, it is $66,498.55.
66 grand in interest, guys. Look at that.
And something interesting, just because The amount that I've paid back is the exact same as the amount that I originally borrowed. Currently, my payoff amount is the exact same as the accrued interest. So that same $66,498.55. What's really crazy is that $27,000 of that interest accrued just while I was still in school.
Look at that.
And the majority of that really while I was in law school. When I was in
You guys know what I'm hearing, right? You signed up for it. You signed up for it.
undergrad, I borrowed $20,000 in student loans, and that accrued about $2,500 in interest while I was still in undergrad. So I actually paid all of that off during college while I was serving in bartending. And then when I went straight through to law school, I borrowed an additional about 180 grand.
Jesus.
So those new loans combined with my $20,000 of student debt from undergrad accrued $24,417.54 in the 3 years that I was in law school, and then the 6-month grace period before I had to start paying back the loans. And mind you, these were government student loans with fixed interest rates between 3.8 and 7.6% interest. They weren't variable. It wasn't double-digit interest rates. Now, it took me about another year after that 6-month grace period to actually be able to start paying the loans back, just while I was passing the bar, moving states, getting a job, all that stuff. And during that time, I accrued another $9,340.30 in interest. So by the time I actually started paying them back, 8 years after I took out the first loan, they had accrued $36,294.
$36,000, guys. Look at that. Cooked.
$83 in interest. Because of the interest that I paid off in undergrad, it made a small dent. But when I actually started paying them back, I owed $231,179.28. I've been repaying the loans for 4 years and 9 months now. And during that time is where the additional $30,000 in interest has come in.
Cooked.
But I'm now accruing less than $250 a month in interest. And when I first started, I was accruing about $1,300 a month in interest. So
Cooked.
I've come a long way. So my student loan balance is down from $231,179.28 down to $66,000.
Now here's a question. Korg, Steve, Remixer, all you guys, do you guys think that after she does all this work to pay off her student loans, that she's going to support if the next president decides to try and pay off student loans? What do you think, Korg?
I don't know.
Because my part of me says yes, because she's a woman, but at the same time, guys, she is grinding and paying this off and working her butt off. So maybe she won't. Maybe she should say, "Look, why can't everyone else sacrifice like I did?"
Yeah, my only criticism is she's trying to attack the largest debt first when I would have hit the smaller debts.
Yeah.
Because then you roll it uphill.
Yeah. Yep. Me too.
Everybody's always fixated on the interest rate, which is really, really, I think, is ridiculous. Because once you start rolling your other payments into the bigger debts as you're making progress, you're going to get both that boost of, I slayed one dragon and now I can go after the bigger one, and you've got a bigger gun to go after that dragon.
Yep, that's true. Yep.
$498.55. And my goal is to get them completely paid off within the next about 14 months. So follow along.
Cooked, guys. She's cooked. Here's another chick that says that she's hates being a lawyer. Hold on.
Years ago, I was just under a quarter.
Hold on.
Hey, TikTok. So I worked as an employment attorney for 14 years and I absolutely hated it. Thankfully, 2 months ago, I finally quit so I could run my business full time. I became an attorney because I wanted to help people, but I felt like I could.
Who wants a money coach?
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked. Bamboozled. Led astray. Run amok.
Guys, would anyone in this chat take money advice from this absolute dunderhead? Come on, man.
I became an attorney because I wanted to help people, but I felt like I could never enjoy my successes because there was so much politics and so much stress. Over the course of my career, I went from making $85,000 to $200,000 a year before taxes, but I had to walk away from all of that for my mental health. I'm going live tomorrow to talk about all of this, so if you have any questions, drop them in the comments.
No thanks, right, guys? Now, guys, yeah. So, guys, once again, never, ever, ever date lawyers. All they do is argue. They're masculine. They probably know people in law enforcement. They work all the time. They have student loans. You know, there's nothing good that can come from it. Guys, here's what we can do before we log off here. Let's do this, guys. Let's do this. Guys, drop a like on the stream. I appreciate that. Where are we?
That's the sound of the police.
Let's do this, guys. 1 second.
Like what?
Go ahead and step out of the car.
Can you get off me?
I've seen this one. It's awesome.
2023, officers stopped a vehicle after an improper turn. The driver, identified as Samarion, was found to have a
Samarion? Here, let me open the chat back up. Hold on, guys. Let me do this. Guys, thanks for being here on a Friday, man. I appreciate that, you know? And guys, let's try and hit 18K soon, you know? Oops.
suspended license. What started as a routine traffic stop quickly spiraled out of control. Here's what happened next.
Hello.
Yes.
You have your ID on you? No?
What am I getting pulled over for?
You made an improper...
Hey, dummy, you don't have your ID on you. You should probably be nice. Officer, see, if this would have been Becky or Mai Ling, oh my God, officer, I'm so sorry. I didn't have my license. Oh, my boyfriend just broke up with me, right? And they'd probably get out of the ticket. But not Keisha, guys, not Gloctavia. The moment that the window rolls down.
I'ma kill your bitch ass, bitch!
You know what I'm saying?
Return on Arlington from 4th.
No, I didn't.
Okay. Would you like...
You went behind me. You went behind me going down Trinity, and then you turned down there. You've been following me. You really hit a U-turn because you drove past my grandmother's house, and then you hit a U-turn for no reason.
Okay.
I'm going the speed limit. Like I'm
Okay,
I did not hit no improper turn.
I didn't say you were speeding.
No,
I said you made an improper turn.
I didn't hit no improper turn. You didn't.
Okay, can I explain it to you and maybe you'll understand?
You're playing with me because you pulled me over for no reason. I didn't do. So you don't even know me.
I don't know you. You're right.
Right. So what did you even play with me for? And you're following me from Van Everett all the way down here. Like that is crazy. What are you following me for?
Okay. You don't have an ID on you?
No, I don't.
How old are you?
It don't even matter.
It does matter.
It don't because you really was scouting too. Like what did I do to you?
What's your name? What's your name?
Samaria.
How do you spell that?
SAMARIY.
DUMBASS.
And your last name?
Peterson.
PETERSON? Do you have a license? Do you have a license? No?
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay. Do you have a license?
She is 13, 15 years old.
Okay. Well, no, she doesn't have a license.
Like that, I'm ready to go.
Okay, just hold tight.
Because that's not like what? And then I know it's never 2 cars.
It's never what?
2 cars.
It's almost always 2 cars. I don't even know why you got stopped.
What's a core?
That's what I'm saying. He don't even know why I got stopped. He said I made an improper turn. How are you on 4th? And then I'm on whatever street that is on Robertson and you see me turn.
Where'd you turn from?
From off, what's that street called? 5th ever. So how do you see me turn from him? You've been following me since Ben ever.
Which way did you turn?
Reason. I turned right.
You turned right?
Yes.
Oh, did you come all the way? What lane did you end up in? So you turned right on Arlington from 5th?
Yeah, kid. Somebody call my grandma or something, I'm ready to go because I really see no point in sitting right
Hey,
now.
honey.
You're being
This
is a traffic stop.
So
I don't care.
the more that you are cooperative,
follow me.
the easiest.
I don't. What is you talking to? Like, you let me out the car or something?
No.
Get away from the car. Let me out.
No.
Yes.
If you get out, you're going in cuffs. Do you understand me?
I don't care because you are looking.
Is that
for
what
me.
you want?
Your phone like
Stop. Just relax.
Y'all, it's irritating me. Y'all irritating me because you looking for a reason to follow me. There's no reason why you're following me from Ben Everett all the way over.
I don't know you.
I'm not
at all.
The man that was talking about.
Well, let me.
Sir Sergeant, hon.
I don't care.
The calmer you are, the better it's gonna work out for you. Okay.
It's already bad. Like what?
Why is it bad?
Because I'm getting pulled over.
Okay.
Look at these lashes. Look at this chick, guys.
15 to 22.
Guys, I told you this because I'm allergic to B-dubs, right? I said it once. I'll say it again, guys. You could Thanos snap 99.96% of B-dubs away. And the world would be a much better place. Dead ass.
Good.
Yeah, like you follow me in there. It's so-called a problem yesterday, and then I wasn't even outside yesterday. So you looking for any reason. Any reason. Us is crazy because you didn't pull up on me. I was at the hospital with my little brother. As soon as you see the car pull off, so you just scouting. You're just scouting at this point. You just want to.
That's a sergeant. He doesn't have time to
don't
scout.
care. What do you mean? Why do you keep talking to me? If
Because
he's on my
I
side and he's right here, why do you keep opening your mouth? You're laughing like we won't fight or something. Do you want to work? Oh, okay. I thought that too. Shut the fuck up talking to me. I sure did. Like what?
Go ahead and step out of the car.
Don't give a what? Can you get off me? Now.
By the way, guys.
It's time! I got one.
Bro, I'm looking. Just hit me in my fucking mouth.
I want to hit you.
Yes, you did.
Don't grab. Are you guys good?
Bro, why are you talking to me? Look, and you got my nails in this ring right now.
No, stay there.
Call my grandma. Call my grandma. Call my grandma. Call my grandmother. Call my grandmother.
Okay.
Get this lady off me.
Yeah, take her up.
And whoever just grabbed me by my hand like that. Who is on me? Get this lady off me. Get this lady. Why did you let her grab me?
Hey, come on.
I'm a kid, bro. My mama, get this off me.
Come on.
I don't want to get this off me. Get this off me. Get this off me. Why did you let her grab me like that?
Guys, I'm telling you, I've noticed more and more that these chicks hate the female cops more than anything else. They hate the ponytail patrol.
Yep.
Right? Because here's the thing, all these chicks think that like, oh, overall just women. So they will be rude to the male cops, but they'll be even more disrespectful to the ponytail patrol.
Bro, mom, bro, let me go. You busted my leg. Where is him? Why do you keep grabbing me? Different position.
Because
you're making my arm hurt.
Shut up.
You're pulling me from two different ways.
I love the ending. I've seen this scene.
Bro, get the off me! Get off me. Why is she still on me? And y'all doing that on purpose because y'all know I'm not. So y'all got her on me, just grabbing on me. No, she don't have no gun. Get off me. Get off me. I don't got no gun. Do it look like I got no gun? I got some tight ass pants on, tight ass shirt. No, I didn't. Do it look like I got a gun on me? What is you checking me for? I don't have.
This is the only volume that these dunderheads have, too. You know what I'm saying?
Like y'all just keep having this touch on me, bro. Get the off me.
Spread your feet. I said spread your feet.
Bro, why the is this kicking me? And then y'all let her, y'all
spread your feet.
Spread.
Spread your feet now.
And then you let her do this, bro. Mom, I swear to God, bro.
Just listen.
Y'all keep
It's not
saying
that hard.
listen, but y'all let her kick me. Y'all
kicking you.
smacking you smack my motherfucking concrete. Like what? All right, she's good. Yeah, I'm good.
Take it.
Can't even rub my lip. My lip hurt. Call my grandma.
Why?
Call my grandmother.
Why?
What do you mean why?
Why are you
Because
being
I'm
so
19 years
difficult?
old. What? Call my grandmother.
Yeah, guess what? You're an
Y'all
adult.
old enough to be my mom. I guarantee you.
You're an adult.
I don't care. Call my grandmother.
Okay, we'll call her when we get a second.
Call my grandmother.
Why are you being so difficult?
Cause y'all just busted my lip. What?
Did you not?
How do cops deal with this? I don't know, guys.
I think
to fight the other officer.
judging by the way
You
he's
got out.
talking, they're just making it into a game. Why?
Yeah.
Why are you being so difficult? They're just jacking with her.
Fucking crazy to me. Quit talking.
I told you to put your hands behind your back and you pulled away and squared up.
Who squared up? What my
You
mom
did.
say I squared up.
It's
Don't you
on
got a body
video.
cam on?
Yeah, it's
What
on
my
her.
mom say I squared up.
Okay.
Oh man,
Go
what?
put your foot
Oh
in.
my dead brother, try to square up.
Put your foot in. Put your
This is on her mom, then it's on God, then it's on her dead brother, and then it's on her sister's brothers, uncles, cousin Bobo.
foot in.
Call my grandma.
The door.
Yeah, I have her. You doing okay? All right. We'll be 23. Did the other officer already get your information? What's that?
No.
No. Okay.
Copy that.
You're not in any trouble. Just you are in the vehicle. What's your name?
So
Unlikely.
arrest her
That's
too.
how she get though, like every time.
No.
See, and that's how she gets. She just gets like that. And guys, women just don't get like this in the Middle East. That's for damn sure.
Now wait. Now this is her sister.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay.
Now I'm telling you, I've seen this one. It gets better. So keep going.
To her mom or me, she flip out.
It's crazy.
Like why?
Okay. All right, just sit tight for me, okay? Dude, real quick, is that the right spelling of your name?
No. Why?
Okay. Gotcha. And you don't have a driver's license at all? Okay. So, okay. Thank you. Alright, we'll be going in this car real quick. Just before we get in there, my partner just has to pay it. I'll make sure.
So she going to jail?
Yes.
How long?
That I don't know. That's all up to the jail.
Can I say talk to her?
What's that?
I can talk to her? I'll talk to her.
Not right this second. Yeah, not right this second. I mean, the way like the bail and stuff works, she could probably be out. I would say probably tomorrow, if not later tonight. I'm not sure. So, yeah, sorry I had to go down like that. I
want to hear my grandma tomorrow?
Huh?
I'm going to hear my grandma tomorrow. She's going to try to come down here.
Oh.
Guys, why don't they speak English?
No. Just put your hands on top of your head. You're not going in cuffs or anything. Just your cell phone.
All right, we're 23.
All right, you're good. You're not in trouble. We're just going to make sure you get in the house okay.
88. 88.
Does she have a warrant? After all,
Sumerian was charged with disorderly conduct and resisting arrest and was sent to Summit County Jail.
Dumbass.
When her grandmother arrived and found out the car had been towed, she definitely wasn't a happy woman.
So what did she do? That's what I'm trying to find.
Jesus Christ.
We now come back
Well, she told an officer that she was going to fight them, and then as they were getting her out of the car, she wasn't being very cooperative, and then she was taken into custody and force had to be used. She was taken on the ground and put in handcuffs.
She's not supposed to drive. She's under suspension. How are you going to drive?
I know that.
Yeah. You can't let her drive your car then if you know she doesn't have a license.
Well, I mean, she was just supposed to be going around the corner to the drive-thru and coming right back. I would never have thought she would come all the way down here.
Does that sound like her? Does that sound like something that she
No, it doesn't. And I don't know what the problem is. So she's going to the county jail now.
Yeah.
Yep.
How's her temperament usually? Is it?
She's usually a pretty even-tempered person. I mean,
You've been had. Thank you.
You've been took. You've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok.
Come on, guys. Who believes that?
You know she's always like that with everybody.
Say again?
You know she's like that with everybody.
Yep, with everybody.
What happened today? But she said that she was pretty irritated. I don't know.
Okay, well, like that, she asked if she could run around to the drive-thru, and since it's just around the corner, I figured it would be no problem.
And what's your
where
name?
is my car?
It got towed. I'll figure out who towed it.
Okay, yeah, because I need to try to get my car. I don't have $1 billion to get it a week from now.
Man,
my
what's your
name is.
Neal?
Neil.
And Helen, what's your date of birth?
Yeah, she said that the police dropped her off.
Okay.
That's how I found out that you were up here. I was trying to
How do you spell her name?
Samaria.
Yeah.
SAMARIYON.
And that's Peterson.
What you say, Steve? Do what? Well, they said that she told them that she would fight them, and then she was wrestling around with them. They had to wrestle her to the ground to put the handcuffs on her.
You never had any issues dealing with that? Okay.
Well, I had never known she had any experience with the police. I mean, she was in a car accident once, and I'm sure the police came, but they just made sure that her and her sister got back to the house. I mean, so.
Okay. It's towed to team towing.
So where is team towing, or
I can pull it up on my phone, please.
You have to go to the station, right? They can give her directions.
Yeah,
you'll have to go to the station first and get a release.
Okay, I know that part, but I
And
still
then
need
they
to know
can-
where I'm going to get my car, because I'm sure they're not going to tell me at the station.
Yeah, they can. But we can tell you right now. It's on
Where I'm going?
Carroll
It's
Street,
where I'm going.
645 Carroll Street.
Hold the way. Pay for that. One more thing. You tell me what you charged her with.
Disorderly conduct and resisting arrest.
And it's writing. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna shut this bad boy down, guys. I'll be live on 50304 at 10 for a short one. We're really at some crazy girlfriends. So, guys, I'll see you then. Cork, man, thanks for hanging out, man. Appreciate you.
Hey, check you later.
All right, bye, guys.